as we finished our session yesterday, some of you who are watching may recall, if you have rejoined us, that a certain Dick Simmons, or the player of which Jake, said, "I rush him." So we find ourselves on the top floor of the home of Gerald Sterling. And we have a little map here. On the top floor, standing pretty much right at the stairwell. Top floor is on the far right here. Is Denny Tolson. He has just announced himself to a rather large-looking man who's standing kind of at the corner between two rooms. And, you know, if I recall correctly, I think Denny just said, "What's going on?" or something along those lines.
What you're looking for, I think.
Yeah, what you're looking for, that's right. And because he had just heard the large man say, "Come on, find it." But with this large man spinning around on Denny, saying, "Who the fuck are you?" and Dick Simmons then rushing past Denny, I guess kind of shoulder checking Denny into the wall to get at this man. Are you gonna? You said you had your sap out, your blackjack. Are you gonna try and take this guy down?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to sideswipe him on the side of the head, while gently, holding him to make the crumble and fall a little bit more gentle towards the floor, so as not to make much noise. This is gonna go horribly wrong, I'm sure.
You wouldn't want to hurt him.
No, we don't want to hang him, please. We're not violent people.
Okay.
We're just crazy.
So blackjacks are intended to knock people out, right? To do a takedown with. So I'm going to give you an extra die for that. Okay. You start with one die. What else can you use, do you think?
Lawman grapple.
Okay. Are you grappling? You're attacking. It's not the same thing. You're hitting.
He's grappling the blackjack to hit the guy over the head with it.
No. I mean, it's kind of a side take. We don't have to include that if it's not appropriate.
No, I think I'm gonna say Lawman's fine. So you have 3 dice.
Okay.
Now, thus far, as you've all seen yesterday, I haven't rolled any dice or anything. Same is true in combat, which I like in some games. Sometimes I get the hankering to roll dice, but sometimes it's nice to just let you guys handle that. So you are facing a gentleman who is kind of tough. And he is going to have some things that are going to help him. He is tough as nails and relentless. So you're going to have 3 danger dice.
I was expecting 6 danger dice, but that's I'm happy. Ooh. Oh. That's no good.
Not great, no. So yeah, you swing your sap at it, and he unfortunately is well trained and reacts very quickly. Is Dick Simmons right-handed or left-handed?
We'll go with simple right-handed. I think that's appropriate.
Okay. So Dick swings across with that blackjack, just trying to take him on the side of the head. And the large man kind of just ducks his head down, clearly trained as a boxer, and just lashes out and jabs you right in the face.
I deserve that.
You're gonna take our first injury. So you're on your injury section.
Yeah.
In the first line, you're going to put in the small box, you're going to put like a slash, because it's a light injury. You can have a slash, an X, or an asterisk. An X is a moderate injury, and an asterisk is a serious injury. So you take a light injury, and we're going to say that you have a busted nose, is what it is.
Well, that didn't go the way I wanted. Oh.
Now, what is Denny doing in reaction to this?
I guess he was taken by surprise by Dick. That didn't come out right.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah. So, I think he was taken by surprise by Mr. Simmons. But he regains his composure pretty quickly because he's unflappable. And he strides towards them both. And I think as this guy has just clocked Simmons on the nose, Denny's putting his gun up into the guy's cheek, pushing up there, saying, "Hey fella, why don't you all come out here where we can all say hello?"
Okay.
I hope you appreciate the distraction that allowed you to do that. Oh.
So definitely the steely-eyed stare, I think, is going to help you if you want to run Button Man.
I'd like to use Button Man. I would also like to use Tough as well. Because as a tough guy kind of
sure
thingy, I think he just kind of comes across as a bit of a hard case, maybe.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. So that puts you at 4, right?
Yeah,
that puts you at 4. I'm going to say 5 because you've got a gun to his temple, right? Because he's distracted.
Yeah.
But he is... he's a born killer. He also has a steely-eyed stare. He is relentless. So it's going to be, you're facing 4 danger dice. So 5 to 4.
Okay.
To get him to submit.
5 action dice, 4 danger dice. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what?
You get a 5.
I did get a 5.
And it's not canceled out.
Oh,
that's nice.
Okay, so you got a partial success. So we're gonna say that he like holds his hands up. He doesn't try to pull away from you because he knows that you don't try to pull away from a gun that's at your temple.
No.
I should clock him 1.
He's like, all right, man. Like, calm down. All right, man. Like, boys. And out of the adjoining room. Oh, but I think we're gonna give you angry for that because you did only get a partial success.
Oh, okay. Angry.
Yeah, so we're gonna say you're angry.
Okay.
Probably because Dick just shoulder checked you into the wall. So out of the directly across the way room, which is marked F on the map, and then from down the hall, you see 2 more men emerge, 1 from each room. They also look kind of large, but they come into the room. They're like, hang on, let me get my names. What's up, Bill? Well, it seems we got some other interested parties here. And he looks at you, kind of quirking an eyebrow.
Yeah, well, the owner of this place is a friend of mine. He didn't mention anything about you guys being here.
Well, he wasn't home, was he?
How would you know that?
Because we're here and he's not.
Well, that leads us to another question, doesn't it? Just what the hell are you doing? And what is it you're looking for?
Looking for a book of some kind, like a small journal, a ledger.
Well, it sounds like you've been breaking stuff in the apartment from all that racket. Never mind breaking my nose as well. And at that, I'll also take out my gun and put away the blackjack and just, talk through a bloody face with blood dripping down my nose. And
oh, you're not bloody yet. You're just busted.
Oh, busted nose.
Bloody would be the next level up.
Well, something to look forward to.
The guy down the hallway, which would be like the front of the house, says, I'm sorry, Bill. I didn't mean to knock it over.
They're just clumsy burglars.
Yeah. With making racket like that, you'll wake up the whole neighborhood. Who sent you and what were you?
Yeah,
sorry.
that's that. Yeah.
Who sent you and what were you looking for?
A guy gave us some cash to come in here and look at this ledger. Small book,
How much cash?
brown cover.
This guy, did he have round glasses?
Spectacles.
No.
What color
was,
spectacles did he have?
He didn't have spectacles. He was just a guy. Well dressed, but just a guy.
What, you just somebody you bumped into in a street and he asked you to come rob a house?
Well, no. And he looks at you. He's like, you know how it is. People know people. They ask people to get things done.
What was on this ledger you're looking for?
I don't know. I was just told to find it.
Well, hand it over.
He hasn't found it.
Shh.
I haven't found. We haven't. He didn't say I. We haven't found it. He wasn't doing shit.
Oh, yeah, well. Everybody empty your pockets on the floor there. We got to make sure.
But there wasn't anything like that.
Do you want these large men to put their hands in their pockets?
No, we want to keep them where we can see them.
Oh, okay. I guess not.
We didn't see a small book or anything in Gerald's possessions of the hospital, did we?
No, you did not.
So this guy, where did you meet? What's the deal?
Actually, now that you ask that, and people have been talking about a small book, Jake, I'm going to give this to you because you have an eye for detail, right? You don't have to roll. This is going to tie back into something that happened earlier. It did look like the guy with spectacles that you were chasing in the park had some kind of like journal or ledger in his hand.
I assumed it was just for taking notes and stuff of, how many people, this and that date and time, like some sort of, dick work or something. Either another private eye or detective or something.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be reacting to the term dick work?
No, that's just what it is.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Everybody calls it that.
It's the 1940s.
Yeah.
You're like Detective Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Everything you say is a cycle of time or something.
Well, you guys are real knuckleheads. Everybody knows you don't keep ledgers in your home. You keep them in your office. And you do know what this gentleman does and whose house you've just invaded, don't you?
No. Who is he?
You don't know the chief of police?
No,
He looks at you like straight. He's been keeping his face at the guy with the gun to his head, but he'll turn his head to look at Dick Simmons and be like, "I know who the chief of police is."
I mean, the assistant
District attorney.
Thank you.
Why are we struggling with that so much?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, all of us have considerable experience being on the other side of the law. We should know district attorney and stuff, but
he's like, "Oh, was that guy the assistant director?" Jeez.
What do you mean was?
Was that guy the ADA?
Whoa. All right, what else were you paid to do then? And I'm going to look at their hands. Do they have clear, like, scuff marks on their hands, fresh wounds, or anything else?
Well, the guy closest to you, that Denny has a gun.
Yeah, I know. That's from my nose, but I'm talking about from maybe earlier today.
Okay. I mean, difficult to say.
No, it's not. I for detail. Analytical.
Okay. Well, give me a roll then. 3 dice versus 3 danger. Oh, start with 2 6s. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so your inner Sherlock Holmes kicks in. Every once in a while, you get these flashes of details, right? That just seems to click everything in place. And so the guy that punched you, clearly his would have been his yeah, he would have led with his right. His right fist is currently, not maybe a little bit of blood, a spot of blood, like you're not gushing, but that's the hand he hit you with. His other hand, though, very clearly is kind of purpled to the point of it looks like he went hard on somebody recently. And quickly looking at the other 2 men in the room, they also appear to have been in a bare knuckle fight relatively recently. They also all show signs of on their face of the beginnings of, like, one of them has the beginnings of a black eye, and another one has a scrape on his neck. And the 3 of you, well, Lee's still downstairs. The 2 of you know that Gerald has been known to box. Like, he's not incapable.
All right, so I'm going to just ask for a brief 17-minute monologue to describe the scene in my analytical process, and it'll start off.
I don't know about 17 minutes.
Maybe 33 seconds. I'm not very good with math or counting. So I can see from the marks on your hands that you guys have recently been in a scuffle with somebody, and from the amount of scuffs on your arms and some of the bruises on your body, it looks like whoever it was you were assailing, you might have been somebody who could fight back. But what leads me to know 100% for sure that you were the people that have assaulted the assistant district attorney is the fact that I let you clock me one right in the schnozen. And the reason why I let you clock me there is because I could tell from...
I want you to stop, because as soon as you say, along something, whatever you said exactly about, I know you're the ones that assaulted the assistant director, district attorney. Jesus, we're gonna get that name right. So as soon as that comes out of your mouth, I need Denny to make a defensive roll.
A defensive roll?
Yes. So you need to tell me how you are going to defend yourself against a physical attack from the man that you've got your gun on.
Well, I'm gonna. I guess he's got his gun kind of pressed right up into this guy's cheek.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. So he's dealt with foes like this before. So I think he's going to have been waiting for this guy to try something. While all this has been going on. So if I'm going to defend, I think he's going to be using the defender. Trademark and the spot danger trait, I think, is how he would do it. I think it's going to be, as he sees this guy maybe start to clench his fist, he just jabs the gun further into the guy's face and says, I don't think so.
Okay, well, let's roll it to see what happens there. So you're going to have your 3 dice from Spot, Danger, and Defender. He is going to be coming at you with, let's see, Brawl, Born Killer, and again relentless. So that's danger 4. So you've got 3 versus danger 4 as he tries to basically like push your hand out of the way. See what happens though from the dice rolls.
Okay. Ooh. Oh.
Dear.
Can I spend? It's a botch. Can I spend Moxie to fix that?
I don't think you can spend Moxie to fix a bot,
But nah.
but let me double check because I don't want to make it worse for you than it needs to be. Let's see, a little luck. You can spend. Yep. No die result may be increased above 6 or 1. Okay, yeah, you can actually. So yeah, if you want to spend Moxie to increase that to just a failure.
Better than a botch.
Yeah, I think
It is better than a botch because you were about to go back down those stairs.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll spend that point.
Okay, so he unfortunately quicker than you can react to upon hearing him accused of assaulting the assistant district attorney. Hey, I did it. He moves fast with the kind of speed that you're used to from the kind of work that you do. This man seems to be your equal in every way.
Okay.
And he like brings one hand up to push your gun hand up and away from his face. Are you pulling the trigger at that point, or would that not have been your intent?
He probably would, right?
I would think it probably would.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be unflappable, but I think he would have instinctively have done it. Yeah, so I think he's fired a shot. So there's a loud bang in the corridor.
So there's a loud bang as he pushes this, barely gets this gun to clear the top of his head in time, and then he barrels forward and shoulder checks you into the wall with force. You are going to take an injury. Your first injury line is, we're going to say, bruised ribs, as you get forcefully just barreled into the wall behind you. Maybe even like the corner. You don't quite go down the stairs, but like, yeah. So yeah, that'll be a slash. Not anything more serious than that just yet. All right, Flea. You hear a gun inside.
Damn it!
You've been like bamboozling this guy. I'm gonna give you a chance to act before he does.
Oh, nice.
Great. What can I do?
Bamboozling some more.
Right, and I'm gonna be. While I've been bamboozling, I would like to have maybe made use of the quarter bottle of scotch I've got in my pocket. Maybe offer him a drink to loosen him up a bit more. Maybe take him off his guard. When the gunshot goes off, I'm going to be like, oh, wow. Did you hear that, man? Did you hear that car backfire back there? Man, someone's gonna have a really bad bill from the mechanic when they get finished with that. I'm going to try drawing his attention away from the fact that it was a gunshot and try and make him think it was a car backfiring. I think I can do this using negotiator, smooth talker, and maybe straight-faced liar, but I'll see what you think.
Yeah, I think you can use those 3 and persuade. Not make a deal on this one because you're not making a deal, but yeah, I'll give you 4 dice.
Nice.
It is, however, pretty clearly a gunshot, and it is close, so I'm going to make it 3 danger dice.
Right. Okay. And we roll.
Oh no.
Well, that's trash.
That could have been a lot worse.
It could
That could have been a lot worse. Nice to see I'm starting as I need to go on.
So,
While I'm doing this, and I'm putting my scotch away in the pocket, I'm trying to slip one of my brass knuckles on. I'm not
which is
fighter,
fine.
but I will if I have to.
Right. Yeah, and criminal is going to help you fight because you've been in some spats before. Obviously, you're not really built for that, but it's not something you're incapable of.
Also being like a noir hero, I'm actually going to let him turn around before I leap the face and smack him across the back of the head with him, if I need to.
So with your failure, I think that we are going to say that he shoves you because he knows that was a gunshot, and he's going to shove you to the ground. You're going to drop unceremoniously to your rump, and maybe hit your tailbone just wrong. So we're gonna give you a small injury, a light injury, and we'll call it bruised tailbone.
I was going to say bruised coccyx, but we're not going there.
Excuse me, I landed on my back.
And
Oh, Frankie Howard.
so, although narratively you're on the ground, I'm going to say you're wily. You can get up pretty quickly because he does turn. He just kind of shoves you away and turns to look at the house.
Oh wow!
So when we come back to you, he will have his back to you because he doesn't necessarily think that you're involved with what's happening in the house.
Right. Okay.
His attention is off of you completely. So going back inside, so you now see, Dick, you see two men moving towards you.
Hey, what's the big idea? I still have my gun out. As I was saying,
So
due to the force of the impact on my nose and witnessing the wounds on the assistant district attorney, I know it was you
you're
guys.
not phased. As you're talking, they pull out of their pockets some brass knuckles, and they move to attack you. So how are you going to defend yourself against these two guys?
I think I'm going to shoot one of them in the kneecap to show that I'm not bluffing.
Okay. So,
I mean,
not
many
fully
cars backfired in those days.
We'll incorporate that. Sure. Not fully a defensive move, but we'll incorporate that. Do you have anything?
The only other thing I have is grapple if they're coming to, but again, that might not be. Maybe there is something for fighting that is not grapple, so make that this not.
Saturday.
Why is everything? There we go. Okay, there's 6 cents. So, all right, you are gonna shoot one of them as your response to their attack. So yeah, we'll use lawman and shoot. You've got 3 dice. They are coming at you. They are huge, tough as nails, fists of iron, boxers. None too bright.
17 danger dice.
So let's see, 2, 3, 4. So 5 danger dice to your 3.
I'm feeling good about this, George.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 6 because there's 2 of them advancing on you to your 3. They get a bonus for numbers.
Oh, come on.
Oh, you got a 6.
Ooh.
Oh,
And the 5, damn it.
Oh, well.
I'd like
to see how you're going to get me out of this one, Brian.
And the 3. So like all of your dice are gone, which is why it's a botch. Okay, so these 2 men come down on you. You do fire a shot. which
Goes into my leg.
it goes through the floor.
Okay.
If I was going to be really mean, I would say that you somehow shot Eugene outside as the bullet traveled through, but no, we're not going to do that.
What I was
Instead,
you take your hat off.
Because then I'd have to shout out, "Hey, one of you goons shot Eugene!"
so they are going to, with a botch, they're actually going to do a serious injury to you as they really lay into you
That's an X
with
or
their
a
brass
star.
knuckles. So that's an asterisk.
Okay.
And we're just going to call that. Why don't you call it? No, not concuss, because you're still active. You're not out until you have 3 injuries of serious nature.
Okay.
But they are going to do a serious injury to you. We'll say that they have worked over bloody. Worked over bloody is the name of the injury. So Denny, you see these two with their brass knuckles kind of sparking in the light of the electric glare of these kind of newfangled light bulbs, just flashing as Dick's gun goes off, and they start just pounding him into the floorboards. And my focus goes because maybe I shouldn't be so active.
Stop being so animated.
Hello, find me, please. All right, maybe it'll happen someday.
I guess
Maybe you should wipe the Vaseline off the lens.
Soft
There's
focus.
no Vaseline
Yes.
on the lens.
Some people
Hello.
do it for like a softer approach, you know.
There we go.
Look at that.
Yes, hey.
Okay.
Is the gun free? Because I mean, he's knocked it
Yeah,
out
you
of the way,
didn't
right?
dodge, so yeah, your gun is free. He just
Okay.
pushed it up out of the way.
Then
you can try to shoot him
I want to make an example of this guy at point blank range.
because at
yeah.
the same time he's pulling a gun.
Oh, in that case, we better stop him.
So you two are basically going to be in a draw/aim. And shoot off.
Yeah, this is
With-
not necessarily
just
going to be
feet
good.
between you.
Yeah. Except my gun's drawn and his isn't yet.
Yours is drawn. He has to pull
Yeah.
his out, so that's going to hurt him.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll use button man. Shoot
Of course.
and steel-eyed
Yep.
stare. Would that come into effect here as well, or could it?
Yeah, sure. Can you think of
I do
anything
have-
else?
I got a couple of conditions, haven't I? I've got angry and disheveled, haven't I? Are they going to affect this roll?
So disheveled won't. I think angry is actually going to give you a bonus die
Ooh,
because
I like
you're
it.
ready to kill somebody.
Yeah. So that would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it? Because we get one automatic.
You already get one. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're at 5?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got shoot, born killer, steely-eyed stare. Alert. No, alert doesn't work. He already knows you're there. So that's 3. He's at 4, so it's 5 to 4.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay.
No, that's fine. Let's see how you did.
No,
Nice.
It's partial.
it's
Yeah.
a partial. Yeah.
A partial success
no,
for
it's
you
fine.
and a regular Saturday night for Dick.
Okay. So with a partial success, he's gonna get his gun out
Yeah.
and shoot from the hip as he's kind of staggering back from you.
Yeah.
As you bring your gun down into line and shoot, you're both gonna wing each other.
Okay.
So he's gonna take a light injury, probably since you're bringing your gun down, probably in the shoulder or something like that, like a through and through shot there.
Yeah. Sure.
And you'll take like a scoring hit along your rib cage, right?
Okay.
It won't penetrate. It's not anything that requires surgery, but you're winged. We'll just
Okay.
call it that. Winged on the rib cage. Just a slash.
Okay.
So, Flea,
Oh God.
you have now heard 3 more gunshots from inside.
Wait, where's his bicycle? He can still get away.
It's in the front.
Well, he left it in the alley. Yeah.
Okay.
And this large man outside has turned his back to you.
Great. Right, I'm going to as I'm on the floor, as he's pushed me down to the floor, I'm going to try and sweep his legs out from under him with one of my feet.
Okay.
If I'm on the floor, it's only fair that he should be on the floor, and if he's on the floor, I might stand a better chance of getting up before him.
Sure. Okay. So what kind of tags can you bring to play with that? Do you think?
I was hoping he was just going to say, yes, that's a great idea.
You're still going to have to roll, so we see what happens, right?
I think I've pretty much only got criminal.
Yeah, so criminal, so you've got 2 dice. He is unaware, so that's going to take away a die from him. He's a little tipsy because you've been,
sharing the good
sharing
stuff.
a bottle. So that's going to take away a die from him. He is huge, so that means he's going to be pretty stable on his feet.
No, top heavy.
But nothing else really comes to play there.
Remember,
So,
the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Right. So we will say that he has 1 die, so you're going to roll 2 to 1.
Oh, wow. Okay, what could possibly go wrong here? Okay.
You had to ask.
3s aren't good.
Yep, I had to ask.
You got Moxie.
You could upgrade that to a partial success. A 4 is a partial success.
God, I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to use Moxie.
Okay.
So don't fancy having my entire body rearranged by this guy.
Right. All right. So that's funny. You managed to sweep his legs out from under him. And because it's a partial success, you do manage to take him out. So this guy is a mook, essentially. All you have to do is do 1 point of damage, as it were, to them, and you take them out. So as he falls to the ground, he cracks his head on the side banister and hits the ground still. And the gun that he was pulling out of his pocket kind of skitters off into the grass. However, in dropping such a large man to the ground, with you on the ground yourself, I think I am going to give you an injury as a part of your partial success. So you're going to take another light injury, which is a slash. And we're going to call this one strained gut, because you kind of put yourself into this like foot sweep and just kind of strained yourself to get him onto the ground. Does that make sense?
It's better than anything I was thinking. I was thinking like, so it was kind of like, so this is how I die. But no, I've come out of that quite well.
Okay, so yeah, make sure you mark your second injury with just a single slash and strained gut. That's your injury there. Okay, so that brings us back to the Mooks and Jake. These guys are going to continue pounding on you. What are you going to do to defend yourself?
I think in terms of tags that I have, I'm not sure that I have tags that could help me do it, other than
you, I think. So rather than trying to just shoot them, you could go with grapple to try to get one of them off of you.
Yeah.
Or you could try to shoot them at close range. I think shooting at close range, especially while they're pounding on you, is going to put you at a disadvantage.
Right. Yeah. No. And honestly, I don't want to get more blood on my clothes. Because I can't afford new ones.
No, but it'd be nice if
Right.
it was somebody else's rather than yours, though, right?
Yeah, well,
Right?
it could be. So I'm going to. I think I'm going to try to grapple to get like one of them off, and with such force that it might, knock the other one, aside, or it might make it more difficult for him to continue beating on me.
Yeah, throw the other
sure.
guy into. Throw one guy into the other guy.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have 3 dice.
Yeah.
And you're facing, what did we say before? 5 danger?
6 because
From-
there are 2 of
6.
them.
Combined,
two
or
of them,
6
yeah.
because there's 2 of them. Yeah. So it's still 6 danger.
Good, excellent.
You can do it. You thrive on
feeling very
danger.
His middle
confident.
name. Oh shit!
Well, you
Okay,
thrive.
so you've got
Oh,
a
okay.
partial
Oh,
success.
how? That's better than expected.
Because
The
your
four.
your
Yeah.
your 4 didn't get canceled out.
Oh, nice.
So, with a partial success, you are going to be able to take one of them out because these 2 are both mooks. However, they are going to work you over a little bit more. I'm going to give you the option to upgrade your busted nose to a bloodied nose rather than take an additional light injury.
Okay, so I'll put
Or you
an
can take an
X.
additional light injury. So
And-
turn it into an X
Yeah,
and make it bloodied.
busted and bloodied. All right, guys, I think
How-
you made your point.
How do you take out one of them?
I think that's exactly how I do it. You made your point already. I'm used to getting beaten up. I mean, people beat up Dick all the time, I'm told in the chat. So I'll, kind of muscle one out of the way. I'm concentrating everything that I have just on one, which is leaving me very open to the, especially vicious beatings of the other one. And I'll just go,
Right.
"Oh, I'm not in the assistant district attorney. You don't have to work me over like you did him." And that might kind of throw them off guard, maybe. But one of them might get knocked out. All right.
Okay, so as you're kind of pushing one away, you maybe manage to push him with enough force that he falls to the ground and lies still because he hits his head on a metal bust that Gerald has on like a thing, like a small table, like a display table,
Yeah.
in the hallway. And so you force this guy off of you. He just kind of goes to the side and cracks his head on this bust and goes down. Not dead, but out.
And since in
But as
preparation,
you do that,
Mhm.
you open yourself up, and the other one just hits you with a solid jab straight to your nose, which just then bursts, and blood is flowing down your mouth and jaw. You can taste it. Your shirt is just going to be covered in blood. Sorry,
and
what were you going to say?
in a perhaps not so shocking turn of fate, after receiving words from Coulson about why is he the one that has to do all the investigating, I'll look over towards him and saying, do I have to do all the bloody work?
So speaking of Coulson, as you two kind of leveled off on each other and fired, probably unsurprisingly because you're up against the wall, this guy takes a step back and creates a little bit more distance.
Ooh.
But he's keeping his gun up on you, and he's waiting to see if you're going to try and shoot again. So what are you doing?
Okay, so does that kind of mean he's not interested in taking this much further in terms of shootout? Is that the impression? I'm getting?
You get the sense that he doesn't want to die,
Oh, okay.
and guns are out. But
Yeah.
he's still got his gun on you because you have your gun on him.
Mm. So what I'm hearing here, Brian, is he hesitate.
Uh-huh.
Now I got to
is this
stop
the old saying?
these guys from beating on poor old Simmons. I nearly said dick, but I'm not going to say that. And the only way I can think of doing it is by taking out the boss.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to shoot him.
Okay.
We understand. You're being forced into it.
Exactly. Well, actually, I'm angry, aren't I? I'm angry.
You are angry.
So, yeah.
Everything you're doing makes absolute sense to me.
Yes. So I will shoot him.
So
Between the
angry,
eyes.
button man, shoot,
Yeah. Shoot.
steely-eyed stare, angry.
And angry, yeah.
So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice.
Okay. And he's still 4 or...
Shoot, brawl. Or, sorry, shoot, foreign killer, steely-eyed stare. Yeah, he's still at 4. But he hesitated, so I'm going to drop him to 3.
Ooh, okay. Right.
So 5 to 3.
Come on.
There's 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Look at
you're
that.
going to do a serious wound to him.
Ooh.
Where do you shoot him?
I think it probably
He's
catches
not
him
down.
It probably catches him in the neck, and so bleeding profusely now. I think, and he's going to have
Sure.
to spend most of his time just holding, pressing his hand to his neck to stop himself from.
So yeah,
passing out.
he lets out just this guttural like and brings his hand up to his neck, and you can see the blood starting to pump out and cover the front of his shirt. These guys aren't, by the way, I guess I should have done better describing, but I did show you the goon picture. They're not like wearing suits and stuff. They're in like, button-up shirts, but like
Yes,
no
this
tie,
guy had rolled up
sleeves.
sleeves and yeah.
So yeah, it's started, and he drops his gun when he does that because he's right-handed,
Yeah.
and his right hand comes up to press on his neck, and he drops to his knees and holds up his left hand like, "Oh God, come on, stop!" All right, Fleet.
Having heard a few more gunshots and being slightly worried,
Just one more that time.
I'm gonna grab the gun. Well, I'm not gonna grab the gun. I'm gonna gingerly pick up the gun as if it was like a dirty, oily rag, because guns. And then holding it in a really awkward way. I'm gonna leave this guy outside. I'm gonna run for the house because it sounds like my friends are in need of a bit of help.
Okay, so I think that's going to take you the majority of this kind of unit of time. So we'll go back to Jake, who is still scuffling. Dick Simmons struggling for his life with this goon on the floor, and he's got no reason to stop. So he is still trying to pound you.
I am going to give him a reason to stop.
Okay.
And by dying.
Exactly.
Hang on a
Yeah.
minute.
So
I
should be the same as your last roll. Oh no, it won't be the same. It'll be to 5 this time because you're no longer outnumbered.
but you know what? I think I might want to. I think I might want to actually try to knock him out if possible. Because I mean everything is just coming all together. So I'm not sure if I could use the grapple to try to get out of the grapple, drop my gun, and try again with the sap. I don't know if that's possible or not, but or I'll just grapple. Same as before.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like switching to your sap is gonna negatively impact
Yeah.
your roll. I mean, I'll let you do it, but basically
No.
you'll still be at. Well, I mean, narratively, I'll let you do it because essentially you'll still be at 3 to
3 to 5. I
5.
guess. Okay. All right.
because you'll get a bonus die for the sap, but you're losing a die
A
for
6.
Ooh.
A 6.
Yes,
And-
nice.
Oh no!
and not
Here
canceled
we
out.
go.
It didn't.
Yeah,
get
here we
canceled
go.
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
It didn't. So explain to me how you drop your gun, pull out your sap, and
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking like, I can't maneuver this thing. Not again. This is like reminding me of last week, and I'm just like resigned because I'm taking so much crap from everybody all the time. But then I remember some of the stretches and calisthenics that I used to do from when I did exercises with pensioners, and it somehow reminds me how flexible I was, and I'm able to take the sap out and just clock him in the back of his head without him even realizing it. He's big and bulky. He doesn't have the same maneuverability as I do. Richard Simmons says no!
And yeah, so you knock him out, and he is still on the floor, just kind of like you hit him, and then he goes face first into the floor, and his face is just kind of down in the puddle of your blood now on the floorboards.
Hey, Coulson, you wouldn't happen to have a couple of aspirin, would you?
Well, speaking of Coulson, so now you have your gun drawn on this guy. He's held up his hand, told you to stop.
Yeah.
He's holding the wound on his neck. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna. Is he still capable of speech? He's just bleeding, right? It's not like I shot him in the throat and he can no longer speak.
No, he can speak.
So yeah, I'm leveling the gun to his forehead, and as he's sat there on his knees, and I'm just saying, "Start talking."
Okay. So he's like, man, I'm telling you, we don't know. Like, some guy came into the bar. He told us to rough up the DA, he didn't know. He told us to rough up this guy that lives in Bridgetown, gave us an address, told him he spent times walking in the park. He said he needed some ledger that he has.
What did this guy look like?
And occasionally, as he's explaining this to you, he's like, and like blood is coming.
Yeah. Time's running out, my friend. Yeah. What does this person look like?
Yeah. And he is starting to kind of like he looks like he's getting like lightheaded.
Yeah.
He's like, well dressed, like, I don't know, like some kind of politician or something.
You didn't recognize him?
No. He's certainly not the kind that hangs out at curtains.
That's that. Gotcha. You better get yourself to the hospital, pal. You're making a right mess on this fella's carpet.
So he'll like stand up, and like if you don't stop him, he's gonna start heading down the stairs.
I mean, he's
leaving his friends behind. Like,
I mean, yeah. I don't want him to die yet, do I? He's told us everything's leading to curtains at the moment. The club, right? We've got the matchbook. We've got this guy.
Yeah.
Mentioned it. So there's two mentions of curtains. And I don't think we can get much more out of him, can we? Unless Dick can think of something. And if Eugene has arrived at this point.
The only thing I can think of is to try to take, his... I mean, I have handcuffs. We can handcuff one and get him to the investigator. I mean, if we're trying to put these guys away for what they did, you could still get a police artist on the person who... hired him in the bar and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe, he has a striking resemblance to the mayor or something. I mean, this is Hard City.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So, I think I would like to cuff him.
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, can we get... Well, if you cuff him, he's going to bleed to death, isn't he? That's the problem.
Or are you talking about one of the other guys? Because he's looking like he's going to leave the other two guys behind.
I think when Eugene arrives, Eugene comes bursting to the top of the landing, holding the gun in both hands. Because of the adrenaline running through his body, his voice cracks slightly. He's like...
So as soon as you show up on the landing, the guy's like, "Holy shit! Just let me out of here!" Like still holding his.
Yeah. That's all right. We can catch him at the hospital later on. Maybe maybe the assistant district attorney will wake up and be able to identify him out of a lineup of people in the other ward.
Yeah.
Is out of all these people in the ward, which one is the one that attacked you? You know,
It's like we tell them to the police.
it's like a
station,
lineup,
right?
but in the hospital. You know, like
We don't have a car, do we, between us?
what?
No, nobody said they wanted a car. So
No. So
I can give someone a coggy if I need to.
well, I just think if we get these guys to the police station, and then it's somebody else's problem, then right? They can.
Yeah.
I'm presuming this house has a phone. Can't we do like another noir thing where you kind of like put your handkerchief over the receiver and no one can understand who you are?
sure, yeah. Who you want to call?
Nobody can understand who I am with my
let's call the
bloody
cops.
nose.
Yeah.
Now everything.
I
Anyways.
took one look at Dick in his slightly beaten up state, and I offer him what's left in the bottle of scotch that I'm carrying.
Yeah, I look at it and I start to pour it over my open wounds as a disinfectant.
To be honest, kind of expected that.
You gotta disinfect from the
Okay.
outside in, not the inside out.
Yeah. I'll just say, you're bleeding everywhere, and I hand him this kind of soiled handkerchief.
Handkerchief.
Okay, so you
Well, at least it wasn't
so
at
you
your
guys
hand.
want to. Eugene
think,
wants to
yeah.
call the police.
I think that's a good idea.
Well, but the thing
so we
is-
don't let these guys go. We're going to just call the police and yeah,
No, we don't, but we still have to find the ledger before the police come.
that is another good point. No, we know that we know that the other guy had the ledger. You saw him.
No.
Simmons
Like
saw him.
literally earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't.
So we don't have to search
Okay.
anything. We just got to.
All
Yeah.
right. No, yeah, let's clean
Yeah.
this mess up, and I suppose.
Yeah, Jake, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, it looked like he had something that was important.
Okay,
but
fair
he
enough.
actually left it in the house. Like,
Yeah.
no, you have an analytical mind. You saw that he has
Okay.
a ledger, and it's definitely very, very similar to the one that this guy just described to you before he got shot a couple times.
Now,
Cool.
while they're all doing the police stuff, maybe I'm just taking a little bit about what I would do in the same situation there, but I'm wondering if the ADA's clothing size would be like similar to mine. I don't think I can continue going out like this in public. I need to change of clothes.
But you could also go home.
Yeah, you're in Bridgetown, right? That's. where
I don't have
you live?
anything better at home. I think he'll have stuff, nicer stuff than me.
I see. So
You want to steal your friend's clothing.
I want to upgrade my
You stole
wardrobe.
money from him?
Yeah.
You've stolen his ID? I don't think this guy
I
is
want to
actually...
be him.
can I be honest? I'm just glad this is in the 40s and the guy's not going to have a TV.
Is your name Ripley?
Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, if you really want to, rummage through his closets. And,
Well, after taking a hot shower, because the hot water in my place doesn't work.
Oh my god.
It was,
Eugene is calling the police, right? Like,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you come here.
They're going to find some
So
guy in
I'm-
the shower.
Hello, police. Yeah, I've just gunshots from 423 Bridgetown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Come
the
quick.
call is made.
okay.
I think somebody's been hurt, and I'm going to take like they do in the old movies. I'm going to take a long time wiping everything over,
Yeah.
with my handkerchief. Before, like they do in the movies, just picking up the receiver with my hand and putting it back on top.
Right.
All right. I guess I got it. We got to rush out now. What about what else? The guy we
Well, the
had
police will find a dick in the shower.
Like, guys, I need some help. I've got to carry this wardrobe.
I would think that the guy, since the idea now is to call the police and let them come clean up the scene, I would imagine you would probably take your handcuffs off of the guy that you cuffed because you're not going to leave your cuffs there.
But I
right?
will
The
tie
guy's
him
like,
up with the guy's with like the guy's belt that I take from one of his drawers or something. Yeah.
That's going to make it clear that somebody like.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
this
already
guy's
gonna be
practically
clear
passing
somebody
out.
needed-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's gone. Like unless you stopped him, he already left.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
him,
he's-
100%. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna find him at the hospital. That's fine. Yeah, gunshot wound and stuff. That's fine. Yeah, okay. Or at some,
No,
dark
I
doctor,
was
whatever.
talking about the two unconscious guys.
yeah, two
So,
unconscious
like,
would just leave.
I mean, yeah, you would just in any noir movie, you don't take time to tie up unconscious.
No,
people.
we just leave them.
Leave them on the
Alright.
ground. Yeah,
look, I
they'll
won't
get
be a
picked
dick
up.
about it. That's fine.
fair enough. Well played. Okay, so you head down out of Gerald's house. And so I guess we can get rid of Gerald's house now. We don't need that anymore. It is very late. What are you guys doing? Like, what do you want to go back to your various abodes? And
Oh
sleep?
man, there is no way,
you
no
want to
way
maybe-
whatsoever my landlady's gonna let me into the house at this time of night. No way.
Or you could, you could maybe go to another person's place with them and crash on their couch or in one of their chairs.
Kind of like all night coffee shop.
Yeah,
with
listen,
me,
Scully,
me.
Mulder. If you want to join me, you can join me.
Yeah. All right.
So
yeah.
My
I mean,
question is, like, do you want to take some time to recover a little bit, or do you want to go straight to
Well, it's like 5, 6 in the morning. I think we
curtains?
need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curtains is probably closed at this point, even if it is like a late nighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go back to
So-
my apartment. I think
Oh wait,
because I got shot today.
I may have
so
left a dame in my office. I don't remember.
She's not there when you return.
Yeah. And neither is your ledger.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
Or really
no.
anything of value.
Exactly. Like there was anything of value in the office.
Good job you didn't have
Right.
the car, because if you'd have left it,
Oh no, she paid
So,
some of my bills.
oh no.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. If you're all going to rest in relative safety, which you are, then all of your injuries are reduced by 1 step.
Okay.
So a serious injury becomes a moderate injury, moderate becomes a light, and a light goes away.
Yes, I've untwisted my gut.
Yeah.
If there's no other options out there, I'm probably just going to find something like an all-night cinema and just kind of like wrap up in the corner and pull my hat over my eyes.
Well, I mean, Dick offered to let you sleep in his office.
Yeah, for sure. You can crash at my place. I mean, I would give him the couch in my apartment. I'm assuming that I don't live in the office. I mean, unless I do, which is fine.
Oh yeah, your apartment is probably a better place to go than your
Yeah.
office. Do you also live in Bridgetown?
Yes.
In
Okay,
that case,
yeah.
Right below my office.
in that case,
Oh,
I will spend the night with Dick.
Okay.
Am I still dazed and disheveled?
You've stepped down from
So
serious to
let's see.
moderate.
Injuries are reduced.
Oh, the conditions. Yeah.
Conditions.
Yeah.
I can read
hang
that
on.
and find out.
Characters. Yeah. Encourage to make them up as necessary. They're temporary.
Oh God.
Yeah. So these go away when you just have a moment, right? So like angry goes away when you have time to calm down and think rationally. Yeah, those are also just going to go away.
Cool.
Well, except for disheveled.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
You, like, take a bath.
No, no.
That's permanent.
They,
Disheveled specifically says you have an opportunity to clean up or address your appearance. It doesn't mean you have to. So you could just remain disheveled.
no, I think he's going to have to clean himself up because he's got gunshot wounds that he's
Yeah,
got to cleanse.
you've been shot. You're gonna have to do a little first aid on
So
yourself.
He's going to have to do that and make sure it doesn't get infected and perhaps put a clean shirt on because that one's got a hole in it.
Right. So, who was it? Just Dick that had the serious injury?
I reduced it to an X.
Yeah, so
I
we're
think it
doing
was.
bloody
I had 2 minors, so I just deleted them.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, if you have minors, you just delete them. So like your busted and bloodied nose has stopped bleeding, but it's a minor now. That's fine.
Yeah, I put the slash.
Cool. Okay, now, in case it ever comes up, I don't know if it will for the rest of this scenario, but you can also attempt to basically do first aid or like heal someone, but it's not necessarily easy, right? So you gotta come up with a check. So none of you really have like first aid skills, so you wouldn't have much to roll with. And then you add a danger die for each severity level. So success or partial success reduces. Boons can further reduce. A botch might make it work.
Would I be able to use like kind of eye for detail to notice things like, was there an exit wound, or is it possible the bullet is still in Coulson, and
Sure.
try to bandage it up properly?
I mean,
Coulson,
Coulson's fine. You haven't got to worry about him.
Coulson's fine. He just had he was just winged. He just had a light wound. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are able to rest and deal with that, and all of your conditions go away. Moxie, however, does not return. Moxie is only returned in new cases, or like we said before, if your flaws have an effect on you, right? And like work against you in some way. So, okay. So you all rest. I don't know when you all individually wake up, but we'll just say, mid-morning-ish. When you wake, the sun is already shining, right? Because you were out pretty late. What do you want to do? We can also assume that you all have each other's phone numbers because you have engaged with each other before. So, or maybe, if you didn't already have it, maybe Dick gave Denny his number before Dick and Eugene went back to Dick's place.
No, yeah, I knew Coulson from before. He'd have my number and stuff. So
Coulson could probably turn up at the office if we all meet up at the office or something.
Yeah, or
at Dick's office, sure.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Dick will have to check the mail, won't he?
Yeah.
Right. Because there might be some.
When you get to my office, you see me kind of. The ashtray is overflowing, and as I offer cigarettes to everybody, I'll kind of dump it out into a metal waste bin at the side. There'll be, some clothing, like kind of disheveled, just out on the couch. Perhaps some women's clothing, kind of discarded too. At the time, I'm just going to quickly kind of, roll all those things up in a ball and shove them behind the sofa. And go.
I just had this strange image of when we got there, Dick was going to be standing by the window and monologuing.
Exactly.
To nobody.
It's a dirty city.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Ooh,
There was
the
a
best
dog
beginning.
sleeping on top of his doghouse, staring at the sky, dreaming about flying.
I approve of the
Okay.
story.
I don't know why we need to bring Snoopy into this.
Yeah, well, hard city.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
That's fair.
damn.
That's fair.
So anyways, Scully, Mulder, or Coulson, Muller, sorry. Something really bothering me about this case. Think about the guy, we'll call him Spectacles. Spectacles could not have been the one that has ordered the hit on the ADA, because he already had what the others were looking for. So what was he doing at the scene with the ledger? We have three parties here. We have the ADA, we have Spectacles, and we have the guy that wants what Spectacles has, but's looking in the wrong place. This just doesn't jive. I can't get a handle on the motivations for the different people here. I think we got to focus our attention on finding out who this Spectacles is. He's the key to unraveling this whole sordid affair. What do you think?
I think we need to check out this club. And I'd pull out that matchbook out of my pocket again for curtains.
Yeah. Maybe after we solve the case, we'll go out to the club, have some drinks. It's a good idea.
Could this guy who looks like Sterling be related to Sterling? Was there something the watch that said to my sons? Maybe he has one that looks just like it.
Maybe. Sterling, he was adopted, right?
Yeah. Never knew his real parents.
As far as we're aware, he was adopted, but an only child. Is that right?
Correct.
Or is that,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even Sterling's got to have secrets. Every man's got secrets.
What time would a club like Curtains open? Would it open during the day?
It used to be a speakeasy, which generally were only open at night.
Yeah. But now it's legit.
It is legit. I'm going to say, though, that it doesn't open until afternoon.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say it doesn't have like any kind of like restaurant facilities, so there's not really any point of it being open during the day.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And we still have our appointment at 3:00 with the police officer.
I mean,
Yep.
it's probably not that far off. 3 p.m., right?
It might not be, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, they-
It was a late one.
Yeah,
We pulled a late one.
I would say it's probably well past noon.
Yeah.
So it probably is coming up on 3:00 now. I would allow you, if you wanted to, the opportunity to go to the hospital to see if Gerald woke up.
I'm really not that
Yes.
hurt, but thank you.
Conversation with him. Or,
I think, that's not a bad shout. We also to see whether or not this this guy with the ledger, whether he has reappeared. If Nurse Mildred Wilson,
Mildred,
whatever,
yeah.
Mildred, is whether she's on shift, whether she's seen him again, I guess.
Schmidt was her last name.
Mitt. Yeah. Let's do that then. Let's go to the hospital before calling round to the police station. The precinct.
Okay, so you head to the hospital, and Nurse Schmidt is not currently on the floor. As she told you, she pulled the double, so she's probably not going to be in until later. But the nurse that's on staff, she has been informed that you are looking into things. And when she sees 3 men approaching who look, probably not related to anybody who's currently on the floor, she's going to make an assumption. So she gets up and she's like, gentlemen, the ADA is awake.
Oh.
Nice.
let's hope he doesn't recognize his shirt.
No, he didn't actually take his shirt.
Oh, that's all right then.
Because you called the police.
Okay.
That's funny though.
Yeah, let's go see Gerald.
Okay, so Gerald is awake. He is still very much laying down in this hospital bed. I mean, it's probably raised up a bit, but it's not like he's fully sitting up, and his eyes are closed. There's kind of a wince on his face as you enter the room. There's a radio that's on, playing some soft jazz in the corner. It doesn't seem to hear you enter.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Sterling, how are you feeling today?
You look
Eugene
as
takes his
as I
hat
feel.
off and kind of like scrumples it and starts kind of like screwing
Nice.
it between his hands.
He opens his eyes and kind of turns his head and looks at Eugene, and he's like, "How do you think I feel, Eugene?"
Yeah, Eugene just kind of like bites his lip and looks down a little bit because he realizes
I don't know,
something
Sterling. How do I look?
stupid.
You look a little bit better than me, but not much, Simmons.
We'll make some friends of you.
Have you now?
Yeah. They were at your place. They were looking for something. A ledger?
So, looking for a ledger? There's all kinds of ledgers in my office.
Allegedly.
He's like, yeah, the nurses told me that I guess in my delirium, I asked for the three of you to come to the hospital last night. I'm sorry to have intruded on your lives. I don't really know what I was thinking. Maybe I thought you could do something. Go ahead.
Yeah, three fellas that we think they were the same guys that jumped you in the park. Well, four actually, wasn't it? Four fellas.
Well, you only saw three. Well, no, you would have seen the fourth when you left. Well, no, you probably left through the front door, didn't you?
He probably started, right?
Unless Eugene told you.
Yeah,
I think I would have. I think I'd have mentioned that there was one in the garden. Because, it's not often that Eugene actually gets to brag that he's, bested someone. In close combat, being, the abject coward that he's supposed to be.
So when you say that there then were four of them, he's like, oh, the fifth must have been doing something else.
Oh.
That was a humble brag right there.
Yeah.
What did these guys look like? Did you recognize any of them?
Not to put a too fine a point on it, they looked like Coulson over there.
But you said there were five of them.
Not quite as well dressed.
But you said five of them.
Yeah, there were five of them. Worked me over.
Did they say anything? Did they tell you there was a message or anything like that? Did they say that this was a message from somebody in particular? I mean, you're upsetting folks all over town.
They didn't say anything.
Okay.
He shakes his head. He's like, but I don't know. I guess I might as well tell you. I've been threatened. Somebody's been calling, leaving threatening notes in my office, telling me to back off, that whatever I'm doing won't work. I have no idea what they're talking about.
Whatever you're doing, you're a...
Yeah.
Hey,
Jake,
Sorry, since you don't know what you're doing, could it be a mistaken identity?
Well, I mean, it must be, because it's not me. No idea what they're talking about. Talking about some ledger, some files, I don't know. Like I've got some kind of evidence on somebody. I ain't got nothing.
Look, this might sound really strange, Sterling. I've known you for a while, but I think you might have a brother or somebody who looks like you but wears glasses. Somebody like that might be involved. You have ever found out who your original family was?
No, why would I? I was happy with my family. And the money came and everything was fine.
Who'd the money come from?
Just dropped off every couple of years.
A guilty parent, perhaps? And that never struck somebody like you as odd or curious?
Not my business. Money helped keep my family comfortable, helped me get an education, helped me get where I am today.
When was the last time?
I care where it came from.
When was the last time you received some money like this?
Well, the money stopped coming after my parents died, but by then, there was enough. By then, I was educated.
Can you tell us where you got the pocket watch from?
My dad gave it to me.
But the inscription said sons. You said you were an only child to this family.
Oh well, I assumed it was something his father owned. My dad had a couple of brothers.
Good answer.
Very annoying answer, but a good answer.
Look, you think the... Do you remember seeing a cop coming on the scene?
If I'd seen a cop, I would have asked for help.
I understand.
No, I don't remember seeing a cop.
I think when you're all out of the hospital and stuff, you might want to send accommodation to the cops way who found you. He may have been the one that... I mean, it didn't look like somebody that was trying to just work you over. This looks like the work of somebody who was trying to beat you to death.
Oh, well, I'll be honest. I just thought these guys were young punks who didn't really know what they were doing. Maybe they were hired by somebody to work me over and weren't meant to do as much as they did, but they didn't expect me to fight back.
Good answer.
I will tell you, one of them said something about curtains. I think they were talking about hanging out at that bar. And then he's like, well, but it looks like you probably already knew that.
Looks like Coulson's going to be getting that drink after all.
Wonder who owns
curtains isn't a place you hang out, is it, Gerald?
Oh, I mean, I've probably been there. I've been to most of the bars in Bridgetown in my days, but it's not a place I frequent. No.
Wonder who owns curtains.
Well, last I heard, Curtains was owned by the family syndicate. They own most of the gin joints in Bridgetown. Well, that doesn't mean nothing, though. I mean, they just own them all, right?
And so, would we know what kind of clientele frequent Curtains? They described some guy that looked a bit like a politician, something like that. Is it a kind of a trashy place that politicians go to?
I wouldn't say it's trashy, but it isn't high profile. It's not a place that you go to schmooze important people.
But if you wanted to let your head down, you're a public figure.
Yeah, maybe. I would also say that although as a button man, you would know that there are a lot of places where a lot of made men hang out. But this is not one of them. If Curtains even came onto Coulson's radar, it would be as a place that you go to just grab bodies that you need to back you up for something. It's not where made men hang out.
Right.
You might find some tough folks there, but they're not skilled. They're not
wannabes.
Yeah.
People looking for an inn.
Okay. Well, hope you get fixed up real quick, Gerald.
They told me it's probably gonna be a couple days.
You had any other visitors?
There's a guy standing at my door earlier. He didn't come in. when I finally noticed him and looked over, he was already moving away.
You didn't get a good look, clear look at him?
Nah, he was maybe, I don't know, maybe my height, build. I think he had glasses.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, take it easy.
Hey, if you guys find anything, I don't know, I might be able to give you a per diem or something.
Sure.
Just let me know.
Yeah, I'll walk away. Keep a quick look around to see if we can spot this guy with the glasses at all.
Just prior to leaving, though, having witnessed, and I've been kind of quiet and observing the conversation, because I've been trying to employ lie detector, especially during the part where he says he doesn't know about a ledger, doesn't know why he's getting threats. 'Cause it didn't sound like to me like he went to the police with it. I mean, an assistant district attorney getting threats, he's probably involved in many different criminal cases. It might have been known to him why. So it sounds a little off to me. So I'd like to try to see if I detect that he was lying.
Okay. So you don't need to roll. He definitely wasn't lying.
Okay.
But you're fairly certain, if you want to ask him, like, yes, he didn't say anything about calling the police. But you know that Gerald is, although he's a district attorney in the district attorney's office, he kind of plays like a bit of a hard ass. So, like, if he didn't think it was a real threat, especially if he didn't know anything, like, he probably just blew it off.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, he probably gets threats from a lot of, well, I mean, he probably doesn't because he's the assistant DA, but maybe, he's used to hearing the DA talking about all the threats that he gets and just kind of, fit all that in. But I would say, as if Coulson heads out, does Eugene also head out? Like, are you all leaving?
I'm gonna ask him. I'm like, Mr. Sterling, while you're in hospital here, is there anything we could do for you? Is there anything you need?
He looks. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's all right. You first.
He turns his head to look at Eugene. He smiles. He's like, I mean, I can't really think of anything, Eugene. The house is locked because I was just out for a walk. I mean, maybe you can walk around the house and make sure that it doesn't burn down, but
Yeah, sure thing, Mr. Sterling. But it's just like, are you sure you can't think? You sure you can't think of anything? I might try to smooth talk him. I don't think it's gonna work.
Into what, though? What are you trying to insinuate?
I'm just trying to see if he lets anything slip, if there is actually something that he's worried about while he's lying in here.
Oh, you're relatively certain, like, without even a roll, much like with Jake's lie detector. He's not worried about anything. He got roughed up. He's in the hospital recovering. Like, as far as he's concerned, none of this means anything.
Right, I'll leave it at that then. I'll tip my hat towards it. Tip my hat towards him, and as I leave, put the hat on.
So, if Dick is the last person to leave, he will say, "Dick, one moment."
Yeah, what's up, Sterling?
Look, I know you're just a PI now, but like, I'm happy to pay your fee if you can figure out what all this is about, because if it's not me, then somebody's in trouble and they might need help.
I'll figure it out, and I haven't forgotten that I already owe you in more ways than you know.
He appears not to have looked at his possessions yet, so he may not realize that he's down some cash, or that his ID is gone,
exactly. Yeah. So,
or his keys.
We'll figure it out, and that is unless the trail has gone cold on this guy with the glasses. But
he says, if you and Eugene want to pop by the house to make sure it's okay, I think they've got my stuff in the cupboard over there. If you want to grab my house keys.
Yeah. We don't worry. That's taken care of, and maybe we'll arrange to have a locksmith go and repair your back door.
What?
Yeah. Well, we think we found the guys that roughed you up already at your home. See, we already had the foresight to get your keys and go investigate.
So that he sits up, he's like, they were in my house?
They were in your house. They were. Do you think that there's something there that there was to find? Because they didn't leave with anything.
Well, no, I don't know what they would be looking for, but this is...
I'm telling you, they're looking for a ledger.
They've invaded my home.
They have.
No, I'm saying, like, I don't have a ledger like that. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're looking for. It's not something in my possession. Like, I don't know why you keep thinking it's me. It's...
As far as I can tell, it's a case of mistaken identity, where somebody who looks like you but wears glasses has something on somebody. Likely has a ledger that belonged to the mob, and is either blackmailing them or trying to maybe gather evidence on them, but it sounds to me like they think that it's you, and this person is taking advantage of the fact that the resemblance to you is uncanny. Although maybe he feels a little bit badly about it because he's come to visit you, and he's also checked the scene of where you were beaten up to see exactly who's coming for what reason.
So, speaking of that, let's go back to Coulson. So Coulson left the room first. And as Denny is walking out into the hospital, you do see kind of seated in like a side seating area, a man that could, from the distance you're at, it could be the right size, the right frame.
Ooh.
To be someone that might be similar to the ADA.
Okay. Is he's sat down, is he? In like a waiting area?
He's sat down in a waiting area. He's looking through a magazine, and at one point you see him pull out a pocket watch and pop it open and take a look at it.
Ooh, okay.
And then close it and put it back in his pocket. He's wearing glasses.
Yeah, okay. So I want to kind of move into the waiting area as well, but without attracting too much attention. Just as like as I was going in there to wait out for a friend or whatever.
Okay.
Also, if there's like a newspaper just laying around on a chair somewhere, kind of grab that. I'm gonna go and sit, not directly next to him, but maybe a seat between us or whatever.
Well, you can go between. There's seats across from him if you wanted to do that. Like there are, it's a waiting room. There's a couple of It's like a family waiting area.
Oh, okay. Is there anybody else in there?
No.
Oh, okay. So I kind of sit down opposite him. I'll have the newspaper kind of up in front of me.
So he's really involved in his magazine. So I'm gonna let you basically, take him in first as you sit down. Yeah. And open your newspaper and then kind of glance. I'm imagining you glancing up and looking over the newspaper directly at him. He is an identical twin to Gerald Sterling.
Yeah.
He is wearing glasses. As I said, he's reading a magazine. but you can see tucked into the seat next to him, there's a brown ledger that looks like it also has like a manila envelope kind of thing in it. And I think that's probably a good place to take a short break, right?
Yeah, sure.
Denny, you see the spitting image of Gerald sitting across from you.
Yeah.
Not quite in as fine a suit, maybe a little threadbare around the edges. But, you know, bone structure is exact, hair color. The haircut's a little different. And he's, again, wearing spectacles. Does not seem to have noticed you yet.
Okay. So I
will say he also is a little bit thinner. He looks a little
undernourished.
Sallow, undernourished. Yeah.
Okay. So I just say, looks like there are a couple of people really upset with you right now.
And he's like, and like sees you, and his eyes go wide. And he drops the magazine and puts his hands.
I just say, look, it's been a tough one. Don't run. I really don't have the energy.
He says, what are you gonna do?
I just want to know what's going on.
Look, I don't know. It shouldn't have gotten Gerald into this. People they mistook him for me. I didn't want him to get hurt.
Who's after you?
He relaxes a little bit and he's like, nobody you can do anything about.
I mean, you don't even know me. Maybe I can help.
You gonna go up against the mayor?
The mayor? You got something on the mayor?
No. I got something on it.
He knows you got it, and he's trying to keep you quiet.
Yeah, I think so.
Look,
but either he doesn't know that I'm in town, or whoever he sent to hire whoever did this to Gerald is just dumb as a box of hammers.
Well, I've met them. You're right. Look, you're related to Gerald, right? What are you, some brother of his or something? Long lost brother?
Well, definitely long, not lost, just split. Yeah, we're twins. Can't you see it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a giveaway. Look, Gerald's a friend of mine, and he's one of the good guys. And if you're his brother, then I'm willing to help if I can. Because I've got the floor. Sucker for a sob story.
Yeah, you do.
Ooh.
So you can actually refill your moxie.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. Look, my friends over there and myself, if you need help, then maybe we can help you. We're all friends of Gerald's, so we just need to know what's going on and what you have on the mare.
So he reaches into the ledger and he pulls out the manila envelope and he hands it over to you.
Okay. And I'll just say to him, they're like, I'm going to call my friends over now, okay? Now, they're good guys too, right?
Okay.
And I'll gesture to Eugene and Dick.
Yeah, I guess at this point Eugene's probably in the hallway because he's left the room. Dick might
Oh, yeah,
still be in.
yeah, Dick's kind of what. Yeah, okay, Eugene.
Eugene's like, hey, Mr. Sterling, double take.
What'd you have to go and run away for?
So,
It's a total dick move.
well, at hearing Eugene say, "Hey, Mr. Sterling," he says, "It's Angleton." And let's see, go to the photo book, and there he is. He's at the bottom.
Oh, I don't see him.
There we go.
There he is.
Oh, yeah, the resemblance is there.
Okay. So he's handed me this envelope, and I'll just kind of nod at him, just make sure he's comfortable with me opening this thing.
It's a noir. They've got to be dodgy
go ahead.
pictures.
So when you open it, they're not dodgy pictures, actually.
Oh, I mean, oh, good.
They're birth certificates. 2 of them.
Okay. And
2 boys, an appropriate amount of time before, say, 30 years ago-ish.
mm-hmm.
The names are not yet filled in. But the name of the parents are.
And one of them is the mayor.
It is.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. Mayor Colby.
Mayor Colby is Thomas Angleton and Gerald Sterling's father.
Ooh.
Now, with all of you being who you are, we've got a private detective, a collector of fees, and a button man.
Yeah.
You might be familiar with the name of the mother.
Oh, shit. Mob connection or something?
No,
Oh, okay.
her name is Lydia Belafonte.
That sounds like an actress.
It does. Or a singer or something.
She is an actress, and she's also the younger sister of, although she's not young, I want to be clear, because obviously these boys are 30 years old, but she is the younger sister of Deputy Mayor Belafonte.
Oh.
Thank God for that. I thought you were going to say she's the younger sister of the mayor's wife.
Yeah. It's not Chinatown, mate. It's. I'm talking about the film there, not the location. Is that
I
right?
was going to say, I'm waiting for the
I just want to clear that up.
I'm waiting for the Chinatown connection. It's like.
There's Deputy Mayor Harold Belafonte.
I think that's spiv written all over him to a certain extent.
Okay. So she's
his sister.
And going by, just to save you time from having to do some research, your characters would know roughly how old the deputy mayor is. And you could guess that the deputy mayor's younger sister, may have been, let's just say, fairly young
Oh.
when she gave birth to these boys.
Oh.
Well, that's awkward.
Maybe for the 1940s, but for today, in the 1940s, very awkward.
Very awkward. So yesterday, fine. Today,
So, I guess then, Mr. Angleton, the question is, what do you want out of it?
Well, I'm not doing so well as my brother in terms of finances, we'll say. But I've kept excellent records, and he pats the ledger by his side and says, I have a record of every single delivery that was made to my parents, my adopted parents, before they passed away.
Oh. I guess that would tie in with why the money stopped coming, right? No, because it was his adopted. No, okay.
Yeah. Mayor thought he's in the clear after the parents passed away. They'd be the only people who would know that he was the children's father.
Well, except he didn't count on my parents actually telling me.
Well,
So,
what are you going to do about it? Looks like the only thing you've succeeded in is almost getting your brother killed so far. And his apartment
Again,
robbed.
that wasn't my intent. There have been ultimatums made to the mayor by my employer, the deputy mayor. The mayor has not yet chosen to step aside, as has been requested of him.
Look, if you're looking to get the mayor whacked, that's more Coulson's scene, not mine.
No, he just needs to step down. He steps down, Harold takes his place. Harold gets what he wants. I get paid. But I guess Mayor Colby assumed that Gerald was the one behind this, the one that gave the information to the deputy mayor.
Yeah. And if we give Gerald this information, that'll just be an additional person that can impose blackmail on somebody else. So
You can't let Gerald know. He already is too connected to this. We have to find a way to make the mayor leave Gerald alone.
Mayor's all in the middle of his second term. Mayors don't generally step down just like that.
well, they might.
I don't know anything about that.
I mean, if it's money you're after, you could have just gone to the press.
There's no money in the press.
Somebody may have paid for
And I
the
didn't even
story.
think this would work. The deputy mayor came to me.
Well, sounds like the deputy mayor's not the type of person I want running the hard city. I think we gotta go to the mayor, tell him what's all about. Mayor will have enough clout to get rid of the deputy mayor and to continue paying you what you need to live in a lifestyle to which you've already become accustomed.
Yeah, I think you might be missing the point there, Dick.
I often do.
But Belafonte has asked Thomas here to help him out, remove the mayor from office. So getting rid of Belafonte is not going to help Thomas here, is it?
It will if the mayor continues to support his son He's got a blood relation to him.
Why would he? He's already stopped. He hasn't made a payment in years after my parents stopped. My parents died, unfortunately, years before Gerald's did.
He doesn't know that you know who he is, which means you have something over him. Right now, Deputy Mayor has something over him.
I'm fairly certain he knows who I am. I just don't think that he thinks that I've been on the other coast for years. That's why I think he went after Gerald.
Okay. You need somebody to apply a bit of pressure.
I think that might be the only way, unless you can think of anything different. Or unless you think there's another angle I could take if you remove Belafonte from the table. I don't really care. I just want to get paid and leave this city.
That's it. I think the mayor can get Belafonte. I mean, the mayor now doesn't know that Belafonte's, jonesing for his job. Again, if we go to the mayor with this information and you tell him that you don't want any part in, taking his real father down, because you're more valuable to him with him as mayor than he is with Belafonte as mayor. I mean, he'd probably show you some right appreciation for taking down a rival so close to him, or exposing a rival so close to him, or more than not. I mean, the mayor will be able to have the clout to take down Belafonte. Probably in a quiet way, in a dark alley somewhere in the hard city. That's just my reckoning.
What do we know about Colby? Sorry.
We know he has two twin sons.
Yeah, in terms of like,
I know he has twin sons.
Is he popular? Is he a popular mayor?
Well, I mean,
is he?
He's so he's taken part in a lot of public works. There's the statue of him in Bridgetown Park that the people wanted put in place. Like, that was not something that he had commissioned and put in place himself. Like, it was essentially like the equivalent of a not-for-profit group that did that in appreciation of his works for the city. He's been in charge for many years. He's older, but doesn't show signs of aging. He's not it's not like he's just going to not be able to be mayor anytime soon, apparently.
Right.
He's probably in his 60s, but from the way that he presents himself at speeches and whatnot, people assume that he's going to live for another 30 to 40 years at least, and probably be able to be mayor the whole time. Is he corrupt? I don't know.
Of course he is.
Make some rolls to see if you've heard anything.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's see if we can. If there's, I mean, we've got dirt on him already, haven't we? Here, but
you do.
Yeah.
But to answer the other question, on the surface, without learning anything more, the people love him.
Yeah.
People won't love him so much if there's an article in the paper saying mayor abandons twin boys to,
People love him. His sons, not so much.
Or mayor abandons twin boys born to underage.
Yeah, I think it's the underage thing.
Deputy mayor.
Might be a bigger problem.
Premarital.
Yeah, where could we get some information about the mayor? I guess we probably have contact, right?
You and Eugene would have some contacts with the syndicate. Based on your past, you could potentially lean on. Dick would have some contacts in the police, potentially, but I don't know.
Would it be worth making a run to City Hall to see if there's anything we can glean there?
Well, we still haven't figured out the connection between Belafonte and curtains. Or have we?
Are you talking about this openly in front of Thomas?
Yeah. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
I said it.
Sure. So Thomas says, "Oh, well, that one's easy. It's not Belafonte. It's the mayor. He sent someone to Curtains to hire thugs to go after my brother."
Wow.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. From the kind of people that hang out at Curtain. Yeah, hang out at Curtains. What?
Because no made man is just going to go rough up the assistant district attorney. Now, as far as you three know, you're fairly certain Gerald isn't dirty.
Yeah.
So it's not that they wouldn't rough him up because he's dirty. They wouldn't rough him up because like he's like people like he's a hard nose. Like when it comes to the law, like that's probably why you've all either interacted with him or are friends with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to cut things short, I mean, you know, because we don't want to spend hours role playing this out. But yeah, I think at least Denny and Eugene would be able to make a couple of quick calls. You know, probably wouldn't take too much, especially for Eugene, because this is his thing.
Yeah.
To convince the nurse at the nurse's station to let you guys use the phone. Unless you want to use public phone. Totally up to you, because there is one in the we'll say the lobby of the hospital. There's a public phone, pay phone.
Well,
but you make some calls, and what you can gather from your connections is that, again, people love Colby, but people are fairly certain that he is backed by the Caesar family, which is the primary family in charge of the syndicate. Now, do you just question Colby?
No, I think need to know if there's anything on Belafonte as well. See if the what deal is with him.
So this doesn't take much. Like, people know that, like, Belafonte, and I probably shouldn't have even had you ask. Like, you would know this. The Belafonte family is essentially a crime family. However, they are not connected to the syndicate, which is the kind of controlling conglomeration of the crime families in the city. What you would have picked up from your contacts is there's some stirrings of the Belafontes trying to find an inn and possibly replace the Caesars.
Oh, we're caught in a mob war. We could be potentially in the middle.
Now, what you also do find out is there is zero indication that Harry Belafonte, wow, I didn't even realize I did that when I named him Harold. I'm an idiot. And so there's no indication that Harry Belafonte or Lydia Belafonte are actively a part of the criminal empire aspect of their family. Right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're not. There's just nobody is aware of it.
I mean, if we're talking about popularity, what do people think of the deputy mayor? Is he a popular figure, or is he maybe because of his familial connection, or more obvious familial connection?
People do talk about his more obvious connection. But he's not really, like, as a deputy mayor, people don't really see him a lot. Like, he's he's kind of in the background. Colby loves the spotlight, and so he doesn't even hardly give Belafonte a chance to speak, let alone, engage in mayoral duties. It's possible he may have even been chosen, because deputy mayors are chosen, not elected, at least in the city. I could be wrong about that, but I'm going to say that's what it is in the city. It could be that he was chosen as a bit of an olive branch from the Caesars to the Belafontes.
Oh, yeah.
But Thomas reiterates, like, this whole plan is Harold Belafonte. Like, he wants to become mayor.
Okay. The envelope that he's given, that Thomas has given us, is he allowing us to keep this?
Do you want to keep it?
Presumably he's got
Because either you have to, like, he's watching you, and if you make any motion to, let me put it this way, he doesn't want to let you keep it. Do you want to convince him to let you keep it?
Well, you know what? Before that,
I
may provide a distraction a bit, because I do want to interject and go, something just doesn't add up. And I'm, thinking out loud, talking out loud while I'm thinking. Your father presented both of you boys with identical pocket watches. And then later on in life, he's having one of you worked over because he thinks you're trying to get one up on him and blackmail him. It doesn't sound right. Let me take a look at your watch. And I want to take a look at the pocket watch just to confirm that it does have indeed the same inscription.
So he says, what, the watch my mother gave me?
Yes.
Okay.
But it wasn't the dad that gave them the watches. It was...
Oh. But it is identical. Okay.
It does. It says, for my boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
Very good. All right. All right. Maybe we go to the mother and ask her for help. She seems to care about you guys.
My mom's dead. Oh,
Okay.
you mean Lydia Belafonte?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how she could help. She's an actress.
Like I said, I was thinking out loud. Yeah.
And I don't know that I'd want to get her involved anyway. I mean, I may not have any real connection to her emotionally, but like I wouldn't want to put someone like that in danger. He says, you have to understand, like, I've never seen my mother outside of on the silver screen. I've never interacted with Mayor Colby. Like, they're not my parents.
Yeah, but you do realize that watch wasn't given to you by your adopted parents. That was given to you by your maternal. Because your brother has the exact same one. With the exact same inscription.
Oh, you think Colby sent us this?
Either Colby or your mother. But if Colby did, it indicates that he does have some probably sentimental attachment. He is getting on in years and probably regrets some of his previous decisions in life.
I mean, yeah, that's the kind of thing that makes you hire people to go and rough up your kid, right?
Well, that's the whole dichotomy of this thing that I'm trying to figure out. Yes, exactly. But I mean, if you think your kid's trying to get one over you, I mean, you gave him a gift years ago, it wouldn't prevent you to. But
son. Yeah.
That's why I think, if somehow we can implicate Belafonte in all of this, that that might give Colby the motivation he needs to help out his son while taking out a political rival. That's a win-win situation in the hard city.
So Thomas is definitely like, he's showing signs of like starting to feel squirrely. He's like, look, I've been over this tons of times. Like, unless you can come up with anything, I'm just gonna have to keep pushing forward. I might have to find harsher measures.
Yeah, that. Well, what is it that you want in the end? Do you want Belafonte as mayor, or do you want to kind of reconcile with your father?
I want the money Belafonte. I want the money Belafonte promised me.
So what? This is basically a blackmail gig?
Yeah, but
Yeah, exactly.
but
That's
Colby
exactly
has
what-
been the one sending the money all these years until the parents died, buying their silence. Now, it's not a far stretch to buy his son's silence if he knows that his son, it wouldn't be a stretch. He's comfortable paying the parents up to now. He'll be comfortable paying the kids, or one of them at least. It's like he's getting 50% off.
So he stands and he holds out his hand for the envelope. You're gonna have to make a roll if you want to convince him that you want to keep it.
Oh, as he puts
If
his
you
hand out
understand
for
it.
the envelope, I'll misunderstand and I'll shake his hand vigorously. Yes, it was nice to meet you. Your brother's a great man, by the way.
I know. I've followed his career. And he turns and he looks at Denny. He's like, the birth certificates.
Wait, you're looking for money? You're looking for gainful employment? I could use somebody who knows how to blackmail people. Why don't you join my outfit?
I hand him the envelope back. Is there somewhere we can contact you?
Well, yeah, I'm staying at a flop house. It's all I can afford. And he
Okay.
writes down the address for you on a scrap of paper. Actually, he opens the ledger and rips off a bit of paper to write down the address for you. And you can see while the ledger's open that it's just rows and rows of payment, date, all of that.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's-
Yeah.
The page that he's open to doesn't make sense to you because several of the payment dates indicate 5 payments, not just 2.
5.
5.
Somebody's been a very naughty young man.
Nice. Belafonte is
I think I may have missed something.
paying him as well.
No, so these payments, he told you the ledger is
Ooh.
the
Are these
tracking of every payment that Colby has made.
are
Right,
these
which
pa-
means he just recently impregnated somebody else and has 3 new
no,
children.
no. Are these payments going in, payments going out?
No, they're all payments out.
So don't we know someone? Hasn't someone just hired 5 goons to beat up an ADA?
Oh no, so I wasn't clear. There are several entries, so it would indicate that these payments indicate that there are 3 more children.
What a conducted man. And there could be even more children out there in trouble that we don't know of.
I mean, does he know? Does Thomas know? Either way, yeah.
Do you
I'll ask
point it out to him and ask?
No, I'm just going to ask him. Do you know if there are any more kids like you? Any more of Colby's kids?
Yeah, and he's like, well, I mean, he kind of motions at the ledger. I assume so. Like, I don't know them. They're not I mean, I guess they would be considered half siblings, but like all I was able to get access to was mine and Gerald's birth certificates. I don't know what year. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess I could. And he starts flipping through some of the older entries. And he's like, so it looks like maybe there was one before Thomas and I, and two after, if you go by the payments.
Where does Colby find the time to manage the city? Keeps such a busy recreational schedule.
Okay.
Also, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Man, he probably gets a lot of time during school hours.
Harsh.
Okay. So, yeah, we're gonna have to somehow get to Colby, aren't we? Do we know if there are any events planned in the city that he might be attending in the near future or anything like that?
Well, you do know that there's a gala coming up. For it's a fundraiser for a museum that they're trying to open. But you could also, like, he's known to be the people's mayor. You might be able to score an appointment with him if you wanted to try and go sooner.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to him, yeah.
I could try that.
Yeah.
See if I can sweet talk his secretary into giving us an appointment.
Okay, so I think that's going to require a roll. Do you want to do it over the phone, or do you want to go to the mayor's office in person and try to request an interview?
I'll try over the phone.
Okay. So, what do you say?
If I tried in purpose, it might be, certainly, sir, the mayor will see you now.
Right.
At which point Eugene would start making chicken noises.
So, what are you going to say? And how, like, when do you want to set the appointment for?
I'm going to discuss this with my two fellows. Okay. My two fellows here. When do we want this appointment for? I'm going through my pocket for nickels for the phone. Well, it's dimes, isn't it, for the phone? Dimes for the phone.
I mean,
dimes, yeah. Well, no, it could be nickels. Yeah, let's say nickels. That way you can say it's your nickel.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to say that when people called him. That's how he answered the phone. It's your nickel.
God, wow. When my dad used to answer the phone, he used to go, what?
I think we got to do it as soon as we can, right? Because this guy is suspecting Gerald is trying to blackmail him, and Gerald will be getting out of hospital in a day or so. So we got to do something quick.
Right then, so basically it's going to be
say, what is it that you want to tell the mayor? Just, roll with the punches of being exposed? Prepare himself for an article that's going to be in the paper? Let it blow over after a couple of weeks, and then, everybody's lives continue as normal. The leverage is all used up, and his political career survives.
Always look on the bright side of life. Yeah.
You give him an ultimatum, don't you? You tell him. that that if he doesn't comply within a certain amount of time, within a week or so, that copies of this are going to be distributed to the various press outlets
Are we going
around the
to need
city.
any kind of like physical leverage? Say, a copy of the birth certificates to wave in his face?
Look,
The journal, maybe?
I don't know. He's a charismatic guy. People like him. I mean, something like this just could propel him to be even more popular. I mean, look at Clinton.
The fact that we know how old he is, we know how the kids are, we know how old his wife was when she died, and we can do math.
Mm.
Oh no! Again, Lydia is not dead, and she was never his wife.
Is she in the city?
All right then, floozy.
Lydia? No, she's in she's in film land. We won't call it Hollywood. We'll call it film land. Like this is the city. Yeah.
She's in Bollywood.
So here's what I'm hearing. You want to get an appointment with the mayor. So somebody, probably Eugene, is going to need to smooth talk the secretary.
I was going to the mayor. The mayor's quite a philanthropist, yes. The people love him. He does things for the people, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Philanthropist, probably the wrong word.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think he's a philanthropist, but he gets stuff done for the public, popular things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. So we could claim to be like a reporter from some paper, some magazine. Would you ask if it would be possible to have a meeting with the mayor?
Interview. They call them interviews of the press.
An interview. And you have heard about the gala coming up to deal with the trying to open
Eugene's excuse is kind of like shucks guys, I just collect money.
Well, what if we donate a lot of money to the museum and get an invitation to the opening?
Weeks away.
Gives us a lot of time to raise the money.
Where do we get the money?
It's more the money that I was worried about.
It also gives a lot of time for somebody to hunt down Gerald and kill him.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we say that we are interested in contributing to the museum? And
why don't we just say that we're conducting Eugene here is a member of I don't know, whatever newspaper. Where he's a journalist for one of the newspapers. He has heard that the gala's coming up and thought it might be a great idea to get a story out just to promote the gala, right?
I like
we're performing an interview for like Life magazine or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So in addition to that, let's go ahead and do that first. So go ahead and make a roll using whatever you think is appropriate to have this conversation with his
negotiator, smooth talker, make a deal, persuade, fake liar.
Correct.
I don't know if I can throw empathy in there.
Are these all under the same trademark?
Yeah,
they are.
These are all under.
He went hard under negotiator.
I went hard on negotiator because I want to be the kind of guy who, when he's faced with like half a dozen Tommy guns, can just kind of like sleaze his way out of it.
I'm thinking it's great. I'm glad.
Yeah. Okay, so
none of this would be possible.
You're making a roll against danger level 3.
Right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 1, 2.
You got a total of 6.
3, 4, 5, 6. I remember the last time I rolled 6 dice, it didn't go well. It didn't go exactly well. Right, here we go.
Oh,
2 6s,
wow.
3 6s.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
We got 5.
Look
We got
at
a
that.
5.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm retiring from role playing. It's been great and good night. Right, okay.
So got a boon. One of the 6s even got canceled, and you still get a boon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Here's me thinking
So,
I've made the too tight to do anything. I'm so glad I did this. Yeah, so you see, Miss, we'd like to do like an exclusive interview with Mayor Colby. Maybe get some of his thoughts of how he thinks his term is going and about the next term that's coming. It's like the situation.
So after,
everybody loves him.
after a short conversation with her, you are able to guarantee yourself an interview with him in his office this evening. He'll be working most of the evening, but she says she can fit you in for about an hour. She asks how many, like, is it just going to be yourself, or are you bringing like anyone to do notes or photos? Or so she, with your boon, she's basically like asking like how
Bring
many
your
people are
friend.
coming. So I'm gonna ask you, is it just going to be the three of you, or are you bringing Thomas?
This is the question I was going to ask.
Because
next.
I know Jake seems to think that Thomas might be able to draw some positive response from.
I think we take advantage of the boon and get all four of us in.
I'm gonna say, I cup my hand. I cup my hand over the receiver in that noir way, which means that no sound whatsoever can
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so are we taking? I've got an interview with the mayor this evening. Are we taking Thomas with us? Thomas, do you want to come with us?
So Thomas just says
nervously.
But why? He's waiting for you to explain to him why he should even go.
We'll explain it to him later. You're on the phone with the secretary. Tell her, look.
No, I mean, he has schmoozed her. She is very happy to wait and speak to him.
I think it'll give us more leverage in the conversation either way. If he's uncomfortable with it, that's good because he's off kilter. And if he's more partial towards you, then that's good because he'll be more sympathetic.
But you're going to talk him into stepping down, right? So that I get my money from Belafonte?
We're going to tell him that Belafonte... We're going to give him the choice. Either he pay you what Belafonte was going to, or he steps down. You don't care who you're getting the money from.
No, I guess you're right. Okay. I'll go. So yeah, Flea, you want to say four people?
I'll wangle it that there's going to be four of us. There's going to be like...
So the reporter...
reporter.
The newspaper rep.
A photographer.
The cameraman.
I got a camera on my desk somewhere.
And who's the fourth?
Stenographer.
Oh, okay. Stenographer, sure. Absolutely. Why not?
Makeup artist to make sure the mayor looks his best.
Makeup artist, right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, she pencils you in for some point in the evening for an hour. She's very flexible. She says he'll just be working in his office. I will tell him that you are coming, and I'm basically in control of his schedule, so I'll be able to get you in whenever.
Muller, bring her flowers.
So, shall we go straight there? Is there anything else you want to do?
Well, I'm assuming we all have to make ourselves presentable, put on better clothes, and we're going to see the mayor, so...
Probably a good idea. You don't want to be disheveled. Yeah.
I got to pick up my camera from the office.
Okay, so you're going to get a camera to cover that. Are you going to do anything else to kind of disguise yourself, or...
Well, I'm assuming the camera in front of my face will kind of obscure the bruising and cut lip and, seven nose and everything.
Yeah, you won't be able to. You probably look the worst for wear out of everybody. So yeah, that's fair.
And that was before I got beaten up.
No, we'll use the excuse that you were the photographer at yesterday's horse races and you got too close to the action.
Exactly.
Wow, that's funny. Okay, so getting some stuff to do, kind of cover, go straight there, or again, is there anything else related you want to look into, or do you want to go straight there? I mean, think you've got the plot, you've got Thomas. What do you want to do? Go ahead.
I think I'd quite like to go see Gerald before. So
Okay.
perhaps when he's gathering his equipment together and doing whatever he's doing, then he's going to go back to see Gerald.
Okay. So like afternoon, when you're all getting whatever you need, are you taking Thomas with you, or are you just going to see Gerald?
I'm
Yourself?
going to see Gerald myself.
Okay, fair enough.
If you are, I'm going to say Coulson. If he looks good enough, why don't we try to take him to the mayor with us? Get a nice big family reunion.
I'll
Doubt
see you in a
he's
bit.
gonna go at all, honestly. But, yeah.
Bye.
Okay. So you go to see Gerald. He is we'll say that he's, trying to put down some hospital food when you show up.
The poor kid.
Yeah.
Like a dry looking Salisbury steak and some peas that look like they haven't seen water in about a year.
Early sandwich.
Okay. So I just say, Gerald, I think we may have gotten onto something.
He kind of perks up and puts his fork down. He says, "Oh yeah, what's happening?"
First of all, I want to know what you think of Mayor Colby and Deputy Mayor Belafonte.
Oh, wow. So
In a professional capacity, of course.
Oh, well, in a professional capacity, I think Mayor Colby does a decent job. I think Vincent is well liked. He puts funds towards projects that help the city and the people. He always stands behind the DA's office and prosecuting criminals that we're able to get our hands on. Harry's a good guy. He might not show it all the time, and people don't see him a lot. But I've spent time with Deputy Mayor Belafonte, and he has big ideas. He's trying to make something of himself. He knows the history of his family, but he doesn't have anything to do with any of that. And he's just trying to he wants to be there to help people.
No.
And he is concerned that Colby's not always going to agree. So
they're both good guys.
You ask him professionally. You feel like he might be holding something back.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. So, how about the unprofessional bit?
So he looks at you, and then he looks at the door that you may have left open.
I'll push it too, shall I? I'll make sure. First of all, I want to make sure there's nobody out there, of course, when I do it.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, you push it close. He's like, the mayor's a pawn.
Controlled by the Caesar fam.
Well, the syndicate, and that means the Caesar family. I can't prove it. I've been trying. There's a reason why I haven't made DA yet. And he does. He does back us on every single person we catch. But we have a really hard time getting syndicates scum in the city. And I think he might have something to do with that.
Okay. Is
the mayor involved in this?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is he coming after me now for what I'm trying to do? I've never gone after him specifically.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time, I think.
Oh. Okay. Well,
everything's going to be okay.
Sure.
Talk about making promises you can't keep.
I believe it was the mayor that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, that would depend. I mean, if he was in the wrong place, or if he was in the right place, then Gerald and Thomas would never have been born.
Right.
So, I mean, it kind of depends. Anyway, let's forget about that. Yeah, I'll meet up with the other guys then. So yeah, I think
okay.
Denny is resolute now on which way this is going.
Okay. So yeah, you head to the mayor's office. By the time you get there, it's dark. The mayor's office is pretty well lit, but there's nothing too ostentatious. I mean, it is a public office. Grab a photo for you. You've already seen Mayor Colby before.
Yep.
But we'll say this is his office.
Hmm.
And yeah, the secretary sees you all approaching with your various props that you are going to make it seem like you are this reporter team. Is Eugene going to be the front man for this since you made the call?
The answer is yes.
And did he remember to bring the flowers for her?
I've got a feeling he's stepped away.
No, I'm back. I was wondering where the light on my route went red, and I'm like, why now? I'm back. I'm back. Yes. I have brought the flowers.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe that this could be the end of her career. White lilies.
Oh wow. Okay.
No.
Career is ending.
Right. Without a doubt. Carnations, red ones.
Okay. So yeah, she accepts. Do you bring them in a vase or like in a wrapper?
I'll bring them in a wrapper. I'll bring them as bouquet.
Okay. So yeah, she's like, oh my, yes, this will bring some nice color to the office.
Thank you for setting this up for us at such short time. We really appreciate this.
I'm all for supporting the mayor. He's a wonderful man, and he does so much for the city.
There's a lot for the
so yeah,
population.
It's true. So she peeks her head in the door and says, "Sir, the reporter's crew is here. If you have a moment." It's like, "That's very well. Send them in." And she walks over to grab a vase from like a side table and pour some water in from a pitcher that she had nearby. And you see her kind of setting up the carnations in the vase as you all enter the mayor's office.
No, from a photography perspective, I'm going to be ready with the camera to take a picture as soon as he recognizes his son there, Thomas.
Okay.
I want to catch
make sure
the
you get Thomas
expression on his face.
in the picture as well.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that. I mean, we're gonna be walking in like that, and I'm gonna just like, as you know.
So, are you sending in Thomas first, or are
No.
you going to try and get you all into the office before he notices?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think so. I
yeah.
think all of us, and Thomas will come in and close the door and turn around. Click.
So he's looking at who's walking in first. Who's in the lead?
Eugene.
Thanks for that.
He's the mayor. He's not going to attack
Your
you.
marching order. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you expect? I'm not putting you into
How do I
danger
know?
first.
How do I know? As he hasn't got like a Tommy gun clipped under his desk.
I think he
That's a
does
really
have
good
one.
point. That's a really good point. No, so if Eugene enters first, who's after Eugene? I want to know what's happening, so I can,
Yeah. I will go in first with my notepad,
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
and I will throw into some spiel about thank you for seeing us at shut.
Have you hand drawn like a press pass to put in the band of your trophy?
Hey, Eugene, just remember.
Luckily, there was 1 free in the cereal I've been eating.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You didn't get
Like
the
a
one.
toy one. Sure.
So that means you got the ring from the Cracker Jack box and not the press.
Oh,
pass.
yeah.
I see. All right.
Nice. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, if you will, a picture with the reporter, because the reporter's going in first. I will go in next so that he goes to kind of shake the hand behind the desk.
It's like I won.
The way I see it. Then Denny will come in, and then Thomas, and close the door and turn around.
Ooh, can Denny
Okay,
come
so-
in? Can Denny come in last?
Sure. That's fine.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
So.
It's like a picture with the reporter, Mr. Mayor, and one with your son.
Yeah.
So the mayor is definitely focused on Eugene. He comes around the desk. He's not just going to sit behind it.
Yeah.
He is an older man. He's in his 60s, but he's quite broad. He has pretty large shoulders. He looks like maybe he played some sport in. You assume he went to a university of some kind. And I don't know. Is Denny tall?
He's
Or
Yeah,
not
I
Denny,
think
I mean Eugene.
Eugene.
not really. No, I put him about like 5'7", 5'8".
Okay, so the mayor is almost a foot taller than you. He's not like 6'7", but he's like 6'4".
Ooh.
He's a large man, and he still looks solid for his age.
Oh, this is a guy who looks like his fists are really gonna hurt.
Well, when he takes your hand, he does have large hands, but you can feel that his hands are actually quite soft.
No manual labor for him.
So,
Nope, not at all.
Not only is a leader, but also he moisturizes.
Yes, he moisturizes. So yeah, he's shaking your hand as Thomas comes in and kind of steps to the side of the door, and Denny enters last.
I want to do
Is there a
that
reason for
film
Denny
noir-
entering last?
There was, because I wanted to do that film noir thing where when the door shuts, he just pulls the blind down over the glass bit.
Uh-huh.
He's going for the cool
Fair
point.
enough.
Yeah.
Do you also lock the door? Is there an audible click?
Ooh. Not yet. Not straight away. But I'll
Okay.
stand near the door.
Fair enough.
Leaning on the door.
Yeah, perhaps
So-
with my hand ready to turn the key if I need.
Okay. So as you are shaking hands with the mayor, and Jake, you get the picture of Eugene and the mayor. This might be a picture that Eugene cherishes at some point. Really, after you get it developed. I assume it's a real camera. You're actually taking a picture.
No. It's,
right?
I've had
Yeah.
to use a camera for my, investigative
Absolutely,
services,
yeah.
and it's 100% mine. I have the unpaid bill in my drawer to prove it.
Okay.
Yep. Mhm.
So, yeah, as he's talking to you, he's focused only on Eugene, right? Eugene is the reporter. You get the sense from the way that he's poignantly not paying attention to anyone else that the mayor knows who the help is and who the important person is, right? So he's in full play right now, like talking about the upcoming gala. He's gone right into, oh, it's going to be a wonderful event. You have to understand, we have fantastic artists coming in from all over the world to display their private collections. And in addition to that, there's some wonderful music acts. He is on Eugene, just towering over you and just laying it on thick.
Yep, Eugene is taking
just like you've always seen.
Daughter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what's everybody else doing?
I'm just, like I say, I'm just like taking the odd note, nodding,
Yep.
agreeing with him. No need to question this guy. He's in full flow.
And you also get the sense that there's a couple of times when he's repeating himself to make sure that you're getting very specific points that are important to him, that you're getting those down. He's playing you like he's a politician. He knows what to say. He knows how to say it.
I think Denny's probably getting a bit frustrated, and he's starting to seethe a little bit.
He's winding up to punch him.
Is anybody else doing anything? Are you just snapping photos? Is that all that?
Well, I'm waiting for him to notice Thomas.
It sounds like we could be here a while, right?
Well, I that's why I'm going to follow Eugene's lead in the conversation that Eugene.
Does anybody want to nudge Thomas, or do you want to try and draw his attention to Thomas?
Yeah, I think I don't think Denny's one to mess around. So he steps forward, gone into third person reason, and while he's chatting away, I think maybe Denny has just locked the door while he's chatting, so to hide the click, maybe.
Okay.
And then steps forward and says, "Does the name Lydia Belafonte mean anything to you, other than in the artistic sense?"
Click.
Taking notes.
So his facial expression doesn't change, but he stops talking to Eugene, and he looks at you. Is Denny a large man?
He's not as big as the mayor, but I'd say it's maybe 5'11", 6 foot,
Okay.
maybe.
So he turns and looks at you, and he says, "The actress?" And you can see that his eyes are just burning. And at that point, you also see that he looks past you over your shoulder and sees Thomas.
Click.
And he narrows his eyes and he says, "What's this about?"
I think you know what this is about.
So he walks back around his desk, stands behind it, and leans forward, placing both of his hands, knuckles down.
Yeah.
On
Maybe
the
we
desk.
can get a photo of Thomas and the mayor.
There will be no photo of me with that man.
Your son.
He's not my son.
You gave him a very nice watch.
No, that was his
I
mom.
gave him nothing. I gave him nothing but dirt.
Look, I think he has a way to take out a political rival of yours, you know. You don't think that Thomas has been, I mean, although probably he has the same political acuity as does his father, you don't think that he's up to this all on his own. He has something to offer you which might be quite valuable to you for the continuation of your political career, and I'm not talking about blackmail. I'm talking about helping you find out who your biggest rival is.
No, that's not how this is going down.
He turns to look at Denny again. Oh, indeed. How is this going down?
Is there a table I can crawl under?
You, I guess you're gonna take ill or something, and then I guess you're gonna resign, and you're gonna appoint Harry Belafonte as your successor.
Why would I do that?
Well, because otherwise, the press are gonna find out exactly who is this man's father, and exactly how old his mother was when you met.
I can spin the press. The press means nothing.
I mean, it won't just be our word.
So, let's have you... Well, no. You're a bud man.
Yeah,
You've worked with the mob.
yeah.
How do you think the higher-ups in the Caesar family probably feel about what the mayor has done?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's I hadn't thought of that. I'd imagine they would be pretty disgusted by it, to be honest. Yeah, okay, so that's not a bad shout. Yeah, I didn't think of that. And so as he's looking at Denny after I've said that, yeah, so I guess there are other people that might find out and may not take a particularly good view.
So with that, he just kind of chuckles, just this low rumbling chuckle. He's like, the Belafontes, they have no power.
The Belafonte? I'm talking about the Caesars.
And at that, you feel like you can see his eyes widening a bit.
Yeah.
It's like, you'd be stupid to go to Caesars.
Would I?
They don't know you from anyone.
How do you know that? Do you know me? You think I'm bluffing? You think I'm bluffing? It doesn't matter to me. Either way, I'm going to get what I want. It's just whether or not you want to do this quietly and save yourself some bad publicity. And maybe not end up wearing some concrete slippers, huh?
So, you're a button man, so I'm just going to give it to you. You know people high up in the chain of command.
Oh.
You could probably drop a name or two if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad shout.
Like, what's Nigel gonna say about this?
Nigel Caesar?
Or Rupert?
Yeah. So I'm gonna mention a couple of names. I'll ask him. Do you know? And I can't think. Do you know Vincenzo Caesar?
Good enough.
Is he a friend of yours? You got his number? Maybe you could give him a call. Give him my name. I tell you what, let me dial it for you, and I'll walk over to his phone and I'll lift up the receiver.
Okay. You start dialing?
Yeah, I'm gonna start dialing.
He watches you dial. He watches every number that you plug into the phone.
Mm.
And before you can get to that final number, his hand comes crashing down on the cradle.
Oh,
He's like, all right,
nice.
what do you want?
I've already told you what we want.
But they put me here. There'll be questions.
Ask him if he's worried about the answers. Eugene goes slips.
Yeah, I think you can say
under the
that.
coat, you know.
Yeah. I guess you're going to have some explaining to do then, aren't you? But, you know,
So
you're pretty good at spinning things, right?
he collapses into his chair. And you see his hand reach under his desk.
Oh God, he's going for the Tommy gun, isn't he?
Oh, he's going for the drinks.
It's not prohibition anymore. He
Okay,
can have it on his desk.
You hear a bit of a click.
Oh.
Nail clippers.
Then you also hear a buzzer in the outer office. I have
Okay.
to do enough. And the secretary peeks
Oh,
her
I
head in.
Yeah, I better go and unlock the door then.
Oh yeah, the door is like,
Yeah.
Mayor?
I
So
don't
you
know.
unlock it?
Whoever's nearest the door, just unlock it. Yeah. Whether it's me or.
We'll say that Thomas does.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
he's still standing well back. So yeah, he unlocks the door and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, the mayor asked for the door to be locked." And she's like, "Yeah, yes, mayor." It's like, we'll have to reschedule this meeting. And he looks at Denny, dead in the eyes, and says, "I'm not feeling well."
Okay.
And I think we'll call it there.
Oh, wow.
Wait, that's part two of two.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you
After
have
we solve the.
talked the mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've talked the mayor into giving up his position.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the weeks
have
that
to-
follow,
I'm set up and ready for part 3 now.
I know, me too. I'm trying to figure out, do these characters have like, you know, goals or motivations that are like hidden from the other players?
who
No, I was
I
wondering.
thought we might have, and I thought you might have been working for the season.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, wow.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm trying to work out if technically I do work for the Caesars.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So, yeah, in the weeks that follow, you hear a couple of stories come out about the mayor being increasingly unwell, and at the gala for the museum, he looks fine. He is standing tall, but maybe slumping his shoulders a bit. But as he addresses the crowd at the gala, maybe you're there, maybe you decided to go. It is open to the public, as are most events with the mayor, because he loves his people.
Yeah. It's probably one of those situations where we might make ourselves visible to him every now and again.
It's like
Okay.
Eugene is standing slightly off to one side in his slightly crumpled soup. He has his hat doffed in one hand, a corn dog in the other.
But I don't know how Dick feels about that was the wrong thing to say again, wasn't it?
It's like, well,
Why did you have to call your character
You had to
Dick?
give one more to Brett. You had to give him one
Jesus
more.
Christ. I don't know how Richard
yeah,
feels
so-
about.
it's like, oh, Dick, you're such a softie.
Wow.
I think Richard kind of, you know, will kind of maybe retire from the PI thing and, you know, start creating a bunch of exercise videos for, you know, pensioners and stuff like that. It's a lot safer.
Maybe take up a career writing romantic novels, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Oh man.
So,
But yeah,
sorry, I interrupted you there. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead, finish.
as you are at the gala and lights are flashing, cameras going off, and you can see Harry Belafonte standing behind the mayor as the mayor announces that he's stepping down from his position due to an unforeseen and unfortunately terminal illness.
Oh.
He intends to step away from the public eye and live out his days in as much peace as he can. As the deputy mayor installs Belafonte as the mayor and says, I hope you all will support my protege and my chosen replacement in the elections to come. And he poignantly looks at the three of you if you're in the crowd and steps back. And Belafonte steps up and starts talking to the crowd about how the city is strong, and even when they lose a powerful force for the people, another one will rise to support them. And you can see actually in the wings Thomas Angleton, Sterling's twin brother, standing there looking better. Might even possibly be dressed maybe as an aide or
Nice.
companion to Belafonte. And yeah, so as Belafonte continues to regale the public about how good the city is going to be, and we're sad to lose someone so strong, but strength continues. The scene kind of pulls out from the library into the streets where the rain is falling, and it fades to black, and we are done. You have completed the scenario for Hard City.
Yes.
I never did figure out where that missing shipment of drugs from the hospital went to, though.
Me neither.